everybody. Time to smoke a blunt. Zigzag hemp. We had zigzag rolling papers when I was a teenager. And I'm still using zigzags, and I'm 67. I've been wrestling with my sound and sucking on the guitar. You know, and the thing is I feel that there's a place for everybody. There should be. Anyway. Right? And, you know, most of these people on here, they have some kind of niche usually, you know. And one of them is, you know, knowing how to play the guitar. That helps if you want to have a channel about guitars. Although I've seen guys that do and don't know how to play at all. But somehow they manage to have a channel about guitars. It's pretty amazing. But if not that, then, you know, be a good mechanic at it, you know, that aspect. Or, you know, like, I tried to learn how to work on guitars, and I'm not bad at it, but I'm also not real good at it. The most important thing is you have to have patience, and that's something I don't have most of the time, and I'll be honest here. So I struggle. I do fine until I start running into issues, which, if you work on guitars, is pretty often. Some little something don't fit right, or different size, or always something. These are some shitty fucking blunts. I ain't never used these before. They suck. It's about to fall apart and everything. It's because I just get it lit. Man, there ain't no weed in it. Excuse me. I don't even know if this is going to stay together. Anyway, so back what I was saying. You know, be good at guitar, or be a good guitar mechanic, okay? I used to be a lot better on guitar than I am now. I had neck surgery and right around my spinal cord, and again, having nerve damage, and my hands are numb and don't have all the feeling in them. Although I have dexterity, but I don't have feeling in it, so it's really hindered my play. But as I've said before, I have fun, you know, regardless. As long as I can play chords and hear the guitar, you know, that's what's important to me. I just want to be able to hear it come through the amp, you know. Okay, but you know, and if you're gonna do those and not be real good at it, you better be funny or something, you know. I'm not real funny either. I mean, I'm not a comedian or nothing. But you know what? I'm not real good at any of those, but I'm a little bit good at all of them. Okay? And I believe that there's a place for everybody. That's like when I learned lead on the guitar. I know that in leads, playing blues leads, I know that, this will have 3 chords in it, and you want to play the same notes in your leads that correspond with the chords that the song is in, But like, that gets involved. I mean, for some people that's easy, okay? But like me, I like to go through the whole scale and play what I hear, and just land on notes, that feels right to me. And I don't know if it's going to land on the right chords or not, but I don't care as long as it sounds okay. So, all these, I'm pretty ADD, and there's all these teachers and players that, they get wrapped up and involved in it, which is great. They've got the brain to, too. But not everybody does, So, that's what my channel is for all you that don't. Okay? The way I play guitar, the way I learn guitar, the way I approach it is just as valid as anybody else's. Your journey is just as valuable as another person's journey. Your priorities are different than other people's priorities. As long as you're happy, that's what matters. And there's a place here for all of us. Okay? But I'm of the camp that, it don't have to be perfect musically to be fun to play and to be right when you play it. That's one thing the good Lord bless me with. I do know when I suck, and that's a lot of the time. But no, you have to know when you suck. You can't sit there and, go, well, did that sound good? No, it didn't sound good. You couldn't hear that? No. You have to be able to tell when it's not right. And that's not an absolute. There's no absolutes, but some people learn to play without an ear, which they learn music. They have to learn it in a mathematical fashion where they read it and everything's in a mathematical formula. And as long as you operate the formula, the math adds up, And that's a lot of musicians. That's how they learn music. And musicians, sheet music and learning how to read music is their whole existence in music. Okay? It's none of mine. I know how to read 0 sheet music. I know all my basic chords, all my major chords, and most of the major and minor chords. All my cowboy chords, and the ones around those, and I learn by find out what key the song's in and hear it and figure it out, So don't feel less than, okay? If that's how you approach music or guitar playing, don't feel less than because of your way may be different than other people's way. Your journey is just as valid as anyone else's. And I promise for every one of you out there that are like you, there's a jillion other ones just like it. Okay? That's why there's a place out here for all of us. No matter what level you're on, no matter how you view it, just be you, be yourself. Don't be nothing you're not. Don't try to be something you're not. Just be genuine, be real. And, you know, there's got to be some people like you out there. Surely. I mean, marijuana is legal in Oklahoma for medicinal purposes. I'm feeling kind of sickly today, so I have real bad degenerative discs, so I have a hard time getting around anyway. But man, I'll tell you a story, okay? I used to live in Arlington, Texas, back in the late 80s, mid 80s actually, and late 80s. And one time we lived in these apartments, they were called Park Springs Apartments. And it was right on the line of Arlington city limits and Pantego city limits. Okay, they were right next to each other. Okay, and these apartments sat right there. Okay, and right behind my apartments there was Pantego Sound Studio. I don't know if that name rings a bell to you or not. Pantego Sound Studio. But that was where Cowboys from Hell was recorded. And where Dimebag, that was their studio. And Park Springs Apartments was right next door to it. And Phil hung out over there a lot. When he was there hanging out, he would come over to the pool there and drink beer at the swimming pool and just hang out. I remember I've done laundry and walked out with my laundry going back to my apartment. Phil would be sitting there drinking beer, you know. Hey man, what's going on? Hey, you know. They weren't signed huge yet at that point. They were big in DFW area, you know. But this was like 1989, okay? Okay, I met some guys in these apartments, and a drummer, and then I met a singer, and anyway, we got this band together after a few months of, you know, knowing each other, kind of just meeting there in the apartment complex. We got this band together. There was a guy named Russell. He was the singer. Come to find out, him and Dimebag were like best friends. They really were. He cut Dom's hair, and you know, he was a good beautician dude, or whatever you call it for guys, you know. But he cut. He wasn't Dimebag back then. He was Daryl. Okay. But he cut Daryl's hair for him. And one day we were sitting in the jam room. We had a jam room, and it was a storage unit we'd rented, and it was a big one. We had couches and completely transformed these storage unit into jam room. And we're all sitting out there in the jam room one Saturday afternoon. And Russell comes in the door, and right behind him is Daryl. But anyway, I was like, wow, there's Daryl. And I never met him, but he came in and sat down, you know. And our band sucked, really, it did. We sucked. We knew a Judas Priest song, a couple of Judas Priest songs, but we was just starting out, and it really, you know, which Dimebag never cared about that kind of thing. He didn't care if you sucked. He wouldn't like you less if you sucked at guitar. It wouldn't matter to him. He would still hang out and be your friend, and he could enjoy music on your level. He would get on your level and help you out and be your buddy on your level. You know, he was a natural at that. Anybody, you know, that knew him knew that. He was just so likable, and he got on your level, okay? A new level. Anyway, oh my God, I'm getting high, man. But I'll sit down on the couch there, and I asked him how he was doing, you know, and he said cool and everything, and he just got off tour with Judas Priest, okay, and he was talking about that, and Cowboys from Hell had just came out. See, I know I'm not sure if it was right before or right after, I can't remember exactly. But I know he just got off tour with Judas Priest, so he had to have been signed by then and probably on Cowboys from Hell. Or maybe not. You know, he might have toured Phil knew Rob Halford. So I don't know if they just got that gig before they got signed, before they do Cowboys from Hell or after, so I don't know. But anyway, I asked him how that tour was. He said it was really cool, and you know, like really felt like Chris Farley, you know, giving the interview, you know, to Paul McCartney. He says, "Oh man, how's it going?" You know, I said, "All right, I was recording something, you know." He went, "Wow, cool." I said, "Yeah, cool, man." Yeah. But and at the time, I mean, he was pretty big there locally, but he wasn't this huge rock star then. And he was so likable that you didn't look at him like that. But later on, you know, several years later, I moved back home to Tulsa, and Pantera was coming through. And you know, man, he'd leave through Russell and through this other guy too, Randy Bell. He would leave. I'd have 25 friends and take them with me, and he'd leave 25 tickets and 25 backstage passes. Okay, go to Will Call and get my ID, and they'd be sitting there. And I did that in Tulsa with them. I did it in St. Louis. Pantera was the first concert after Guns N' Roses, whenever everybody took Guns N' Roses shit, stole all their amps and all that crap off the stage in St. Louis when they had that riot. Pantera was the first band after that happened. And they were strict. You couldn't take cameras in, nothing. But yeah, man, whenever I saw Pantera there and got backstage here in St. Louis and got backstage here in Tulsa, and all my friends, you know. So that was a lot of fun. I've got a lot of stories from my past. I went to a lot of concerts, man. I saw so many bands, it's not even funny, at Kane's Ballroom here in Tulsa. And I went to Texas Jam 3 times. I've seen a lot of good shows, man. But you get old, man, okay? We all will, we all do, and we all will. So enjoy your youth. Your life will change when you get older. Not in a bad way, though. I'm happy. I like my age. I'm probably happiest I've ever been, to be honest with you. But I've got 3 kids, they're adults. I've got some grandchildren. I've got Butters. Come here, Butters. Come say hi. Come here. Butters, come here. What are you doing? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come say hi. You don't want to. He's conked out. Okay. It's cool, man. I won't bother you anymore. He's a cool dog. But anyway, that's a little bit about me. I'll talk more in the future. I sure can't play guitar. I'm not a real good guitar tech. Although I try real hard at it. I'm getting better though. You also learn, it's not real hard to learn either. But like I said, the nerve damage in my hands, it's hard for me to, I drop crap, and I get mad and cuss. And I don't care what it is, I'll drop it on the floor every time. And no matter what it is, it'll hit the floor and it disappears. I swear to God, I'll turn around and it's gone. Okay, I'll quit crying about being old. Thanks for being here. Thanks for putting up with me today. And I'll see you next time. Like and subscribe, you guys. Peace.